Hello folks, and welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. First of all, I would like to say to all these supporters out there, thank you very much for your feedback. It's incredibly important for me to know what is useful for you and what isn't. Sometimes I'm sharing some stuff and informations that maybe it's just not required for you. So just keep doing it. That's the best way to make the whole analysis much better. Even I have said just in the past many times that the analysis will change a lot with Phoenicia. It will be quick, it will be on point, and just going deeper in different market equities, sometimes also commodities and crypto, while we will keep the focus on crypto because that's our future, our common future. Anyway, let us talk a little bit what's happening. Just 3 days ago, Financial Times published an article with a head title, "Banks Prepare for the Deepest Job Cuts Since the Financial Crisis. Firings Expected to be Super Brutal with Credit Suisse, Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley already laying off staff." I mean, we remember the whole COVID crash. The market recovered afterwards. Even COVID was still there and still a threat. That's at least what the MSM taught us. Then we had the little shock of a hawkish central banks. Yeah, we went down, but it seems everything is fine. We recovered a little bit. At least if we check the charts, I wouldn't say the market crashed or everyone is in panic selling because they are expecting pivot, soft landing, the inflation peaked, and everything is fine, ignoring any kind of threats coming from the east, talking about Ukraine and Russia, and everything else. I have mentioned so many times and what a very tough situation the US is right now with crude oil, with the US dollar, and so on and so forth. While they have also problems in their own government, or at least if it is between the Republicans and the Democrats where they are not working together, instead, of course, working against each other. And we can talk about default, something that happens in the past. And many people are saying, well, yeah, but in case that, we will fix that. And in short term, we will get some money. It doesn't matter. It really just doesn't matter. The problem are the debts. And not only in the US. And nobody can fix that anymore. It's every person that think it's fiat, we can print more of that. No, it's not. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the problems we have right now. So we had cheap money for a long time, and we shipped trillions of cheap money to the markets. They are still there. I had today a nice discussion about those 120 billion in US dollars and stables still circulating in the crypto industry and saying, hey, but it's enough money. We can go up. I mean, yes, nobody talks about for what purpose they are using the stables, if it's money laundering, unregulated market, don't forget that. DeFi, if many mainland Chinese, those who sold and end 2021 and even in the beginning of 2022 are holding these because they can't convert them just that easy. Nobody knows what's behind. And many people are just still expecting Moon, 200,000 until June, 170K, sometimes. I'm really in disbelief when I'm checking Twitter and seeing what people are. I mean, technically, everything is possible. Everything is possible. So it's valid until you can invalidate it. Every theory, isn't it? But taking into account what's happening in the world and even in the single economies, it doesn't look like. Absolutely not. I mean, banks wouldn't just make such moves if they think that's something we can recover very quick after that. And also central bankers are communicating. The problem of central bankers is sometimes it feels like they are between, to be a central banker and to make favors to politicians and markets. So stabilize everything, and that doesn't work if you are in a situation that's not stable. But they are trying it. We remember inflation is good for you. We remember the whole, that was much more triggered by Wall Street, but the whole pivot thing and soft landing. We have different scenarios that are extremely bullish for the market. We can have a soft landing, but of course, pivot could be also on the table. Or nothing happens and only moon. That's not going to work. United States service inflation rose to 7.5%. That was the last released data from December 2022. And that was the highest since August of 1982. I mean, we are talking 40 years ago. And services means everything. Transport, finance, just everything. We are living in a society almost controlled by services. And people are saying, hey, but inflation peaked. It makes almost 57% of the consumer price index. But the inflation peaked. I mean, we can take a look. A lot of different data that's indicating us it's not over. It's absolutely not over. Core producer prices in the United States increased to 137.4 points in December from 137.3 points in November of 2022. Usually I would say, who cares? Well, it's not declining. Why not? And what's the thing? Of course, and we need to see what is behind that. What is behind the producer prices? In the United States, the Core Producer Price Index, the PPI, measures average changes in prices received by domestic producers to their output, excluding volatile items such food and energy. Soft landing, they said. Rent inflation, 7.5%. Almost identical to the services. Didn't happen since July of 1982. Also here, we went up to 7.5%. Well, I mean, and people are saying soft landing, they are talking about pivot, they are talking that everything is going to be fine. We will go even more up and more up and more up and more up. While at the same time, we have a lot of red flags out there. Hedge funds underwater, private equity companies underwater, because all of them were founded by the idea the money is cheap and reward risk ratio could be a little bit more in favor of risk, but the money is cheap. The money is, we can have money. We just need to fundraise some money, like Sam did in the past as well. and many other crypto companies as well. That will change. Institutionals will start to analyze in a better way if the reward is bigger than the risk. Otherwise, they will not invest their money there. It is what it is. People are ignoring all of that, unfortunately. However, it's really complicated what we are seeing. I'm in exchange also with my friend George, where we talk about the market every day, in the morning and afternoon, and so on and so forth. And he has much more a focus on option trading and SPY, SPX, and he is just, I mean, it's gambling. To open an option that expires 6 hours later is pure gambling, but that's what they are doing. And that's why at almost in the beginning of almost every sessions, we have a crazy purchase power just for 1 hour, 1.5 sometimes, because the market maker has to cover all these trades, short-term trades. It needs to buy. It needs to cover them. The question is, what will happen if the market crash unexpectedly because triggered by an unexpected event? What would happen then? What do you think will happen to the market maker? The market maker is at the moment just absorbing almost the whole risk. What do you think will happen? Well, I guess the same like what happened to Genesis. Unfortunately, but it is what it is. And people ignoring. They are ignoring everything. Just moon, next. I just can't tell you, and I know, I mean, I'm tired to discuss with people telling me why everything looks so bullish. And go forward, do it. If you really think that's the point, and then do it. And I'm the last one. If you do it, you are a brave person. I will congratulate you. Absolutely, that's hard work to make money with such a market. So I will congratulate you, absolutely. But for me, the reward-risk ratio is extremely on the right side. And to be honest, I'm not ready to risk my money in such market, because we don't know when it will flip. And in my opinion, when it flips, they will liquidate a lot of people, because it's going to be extremely unexpected. Everything can happen. I'm not talking only about crypto with DOJ investigation related to Binance. A lot of things that's happening around. However, markets, it's how it works. It goes up for a while, they start to distribute, and they go down. Because down means we can load our bags again and then go and make even a better bull run. Sometimes it takes months, sometimes it takes years. And everything depends a lot of what is going to happen with the whole economy. Because also monetary policy, I mean, we are talking about risky trades here. If you are selling your property to spend all that money trading here, expect to become billionaire, I'm sorry to say that, but I really hope it works for you. If not, don't blame anyone. Don't blame anybody for that. It's the only thing I can say. It doesn't look great at all. Absolutely not. I can't go much more in detail, but be really careful out there. However, 15 minutes, it's enough. Let us go and talk about the market. Big love. So let us go forward and let us check what is happening here. Well, I did a teaser because yeah, I was showing the weights ratio 30 days moving average. It looks like, at least if we check also here the weights ratio 1 day time frame, what's happening, that they are done. So usually, and that's what's happening after they peaked here and they started to go down, the sell pressure starts to lift up, and when the demand stops, then the price goes down. And that can almost, it has always a delay, but that's triggers a mechanism. And usually, at least in the last times and even in the whole year, because even in the last years in 2021 also worked very well, and in 2022 it worked very well. Weights ratio, in my opinion, is a very solid indicator, but you need patience, in particular if you are using the weights ratio 30 days moving average or the 1 day time frame. But if we check what's happening here, we can see that the weights ratio is now declining, while also doing, for example, we can see that they are doing lower highs and lower lows at the moment as well. So indicating they are done. They sent enough Bitcoins. The question is, usually, that have any impact to the price action, indicating, okay, we are done, we go down. We create the next step, buy there, go up, sell again, and so on and so forth. It's very strange to see the weights ratio maintain here. I mean, it maintained there almost 11 days. Usually it's just 1 day up, peaked, then down. That's really something that let me struggle a little bit. What's happening here? If that just mean, hey, we want to unload more, or it's just part of the distribution, and we will, it depends also of the buy pressure, because if they start to sell but someone else is absorbing it, the price will not move. And we can see that at the moment. Every time since we reached 23K, every time we go down, they start to absorb. So someone is absorbing. We also have some orders there absorbing. So passive traders, for example. Why? While algos are mostly on the distribution side. However, let us go forward and check what's happening here. Also here we can see something, but it's the opposite of the weights ratio 30 days moving average. We can see here, for example, that since we reached that level here, the weights ratio 1 hour time frame is showing us we are doing higher lows. And of course, I mean, also here it seems with lower highs, but the tendency is extremely, we are here between 90 and 100. So 100 is the maximum, it's 100%, no more possible. So it looks here a little bit different, indicating that sell pressure has started already. And yeah, also here the 30 hours moving average, indicating we are here absolutely in a rising channel, hitting 90. If they continue in that pace, it will take even 1-2 weeks at least. No, I don't think 1-2 weeks, but 1 week to reach the 90. Also something that's interesting, because usually they send it really quick to the 90, they push down the price, but it's not happening. Everything looks like a softly distribution, maintaining the price. As soon they start to sell, the price goes down, then they stop, so the price can go up once again, and so on and so forth. That's what we can see. If we take a look, for example, to the stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges, also here it's a very solid trend, in my opinion. It's down, it's going down, also here indicating something, right? And you can see what they are doing. So every time look what they are doing. I mean, this time we are at 80%. That's not that bad. 80%, that's here. So it's long time ago we did that. The last time was here, and then we dumped here. That was between, what was that? So we went up from here to here, and the price that was November 20th in 2 days, and we dumped from 16.6 to 15.3. So we need to see. For me, it looks really interesting what they are doing, because every time we are going down, they stop with the sell pressure and let the price go up, and that's an indicator they're in distribution mode at the moment, and usually after distribution. But that's old pattern. As mentioned just before, we are right now living in different times. We can't compare what we know from 2021, 2020, for example. And that makes the whole thing a little bit, difficult. But we really need to see what's going to happen here. But usually I would expect we will go down with the price. But it seems that will only happen if the demand is gone, and at the moment doesn't look like. The demand maintains intact. Retailers are still very active, and we need to see. We really need to see. Let us go forward. So if we take a look to the flow activity, let us disable the stablecoins first. We can see also here nothing big happening. I mean, we received here 1,800 Bitcoins. That's it. We received yesterday. No, that wasn't yesterday. Oh, Jesus, wait. 23rd, that was yesterday. Yesterday was much less than, for example, the 20th. If I check the 20th was, for example, Friday. Friday was extremely big. And after that, no huge outflows anymore detected here. Here, 2,700 Bitcoins. That was Saturday. You remember I have mentioned that. And even today, I mean, today nothing. Absolutely nothing. We had almost midnight 1,860 Bitcoins. That was the maximum. Everything else, and yeah, stablecoins almost flat. We had yesterday, for example, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, we had a big outflow. I think that was part even of my analysis yesterday. We can zoom it in a little bit, and we can see they started to sell, and that explains this candle here, and they started to absorb all of that. That's why, to maintain the price, because they didn't push up afterwards. They didn't even try really to push up. They are still maintaining here and selling, cashing out, taking out stablecoins. We are talking here about, let me see, that was almost 500, 700. We are talking 1.2 billion. It's not bad. But at the same time, 470, a little bit more, maybe 1.2 billions came in afterwards. So it seems that someone is really trying and keep pushing and maintaining the price, while someone else is unloading. It's incredible to see that, but it is what it is. We remember just a few months ago, nobody had such kind of demand at 23K. And that's why we just went down to 15K. So they bought the dip, and now they want to push up more. Yeah, but to what level? Or is that the local top, and from here just down? Nobody knows. I mean, at least I'm clueless at the moment. 1,860 Bitcoins. That was yesterday night. Afterwards, just we can see here, almost 1,800 Bitcoins within 2 hours. And also here, 2,200 Bitcoins in 2 hours. That's it. That's absolutely it. So related to futures, also nothing happening. I mean, funding rate, we can see, went up, went down, but always a little bit maintaining. Right now, it seems they are demanding more longs at the moment because many are expecting, hey, dude, I mean, if we are not dumping here, it's clear we want to go up once again because that's what happened just before. Possible. I mean, we remember we have some exchange walls at 25k. Does that mean they want to sell there? Yeah, possible. I really don't know. If we check here, nothing big happening, so no big stablecoins coming in. And that explains why the stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges is declining more because they are taking profit, but not big stablecoins coming in anymore. If we check, that was, for example, here, mid of January, we were just much higher. Also here, declining a lot. Open interest went up, declined, and right now doing that here. Also, nothing big happening here. We remember. Of course, we need to zoom out. Leverage ratio did something similar. It went from here to here, declined, and it's recovering, but not big. So let us just zoom out. Bitcoins, 1,600 Bitcoins inflows to derivative exchanges and 1,374 Bitcoins outflows. Also here, nothing happening. Looks really quiet in the future market. So if we take a look here, we can see we were demanding more shorts and now we are demanding again more longs. Not that bad. While the open interest also here, we came from here, we went up, we went down, we went up again, more up, and now declining a little bit. Leverage ratio also almost the same progress, only it declined even more, indicating they're using less leverage. That's everything. So let us go forward. Also here we can see, let us check what happened yesterday. They liquidated 600 Bitcoins and longs and 700 Bitcoins and shorts. That's it. Nothing happened yesterday, so also the only thing is leverage ratio declining, open interest lifting up. Funding rate aggregated, still positive, demanding more longs. If we check Binance, let me reset the chart, maybe zoom out a little bit. Yeah, it's flat. I don't know what's happening. That's really a very strange thing to see such. I think that's a crypto quant error. I'm not sure because usually you should see such a line, but that's completely flat. However, also here indicating the same. So we came from here in open interest declined, and now pushing up. And the same leverage ratio. Imagine we came from here we went up, and now we are declining even more. So indicating they are using less leverage. Okay, that's next is blockchain whispers. Let us just recheck. Longs again leading the table with 51 to 49. It's not a huge gap between. Also on Bitfinex 2.4 billions. Also here indicating these guys are adding more longs. On Bitfinex, it's a strange thing because nobody really knows what they are doing, if they are hedging, selling spot and buying futures, for example. The question is, in case that's the reason, the big question is why? For what? What's the reason? So if we go forward, we can check the Kingfisher liquidation map. And let us, first of all, the high leverage positions, and we will see nothing. Come on, Kingfisher. Come on, Kingfisher. Oh, 35 credits? Didn't know that. Come on, Kingfisher. Oh, God. Okay, then let us start again. Give me... It was working extremely good in the recent month. It was like you were requesting a map, it was there, and now it's taking. So I guess a lot of traffic happening there. Busy servers. Okay, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. But that works, right? The subscription form works fine. So, okay, then let me try. Oh, okay. We are done here. Yeah, we are done here. No, it's not working. Okay, unfortunately. Then let us go to the next one. So let us take a look. First of all, we can see that BTC USDT, that's on Binance, the spot CBD is still declining. The trend is obviously bearish for all these algos using USDT and market traders. At the same time, the BUSD, for example, is here. I can show you that. That's not a trick. I'm not trying to fool you. Oops. So BUSD are selected. And also here, only USD are selected. Everything else is disabled. So if we take a look, BTC USDT still extremely bearish. Then BUSD went a little bit down, since then only up. And USD was not doing anything, went down, started to push up, distributed, and right now once again also pushing. The most interesting part here is that at the same time the coin margin contracts, they were just declining, indicating they were shorting. Now it's pushing up, and even stablecoin futures started to decline a lot, and right now just going up a little bit. So it confirms what I have shared today related to the spot futures ratio, where it flipped, and indicating that since we are here 22K, they are using less futures and instead spot is taking over. The question is, who is buying at 23K, for example? Even if they want to push up to 25K. Is that required? I guess they are still using the same amount in futures. Just spot is rising up. And in my opinion, that's retailers. They did it. They triggered the FOMO. I guess it's possible that they push a little bit more up to complete the whole thing. And as we know, they like to dump into retailers, so I guess it will happen again. It seems religion in every market to fool retailers and to dump into them. I think that's not going to be different this time. So yeah, that should, I would be careful with that. But of course, I mean, so they took profit. If they start to push up once again with futures and pushing up here and here and here, we can do 25K in 15 minutes, like usual. So I would be careful, only because the price, I mean, at the moment, also SPY, SPX is still retesting 400 or 4000, where we still have a gamma wall, and they are insisting and insisting. So if they break this one, we can go even more up and make the next 5% on SPX and SPY. And of course, we would go up to 25 almost on Bitcoin. If you're asking, hey, this dude is telling me 25, he was so bearish. I'm still bearish. I don't care because I'm just not trading, because I can't trade such crap. For me, that's crap. I can't trade that crap. I'm ultra bearish because the whole situation is not fine, only because they push up the price. They did it all the time with futures, just to show you how strong this market is. But it isn't. It is not strong. Nobody can ignore what's happening in this industry. Nobody. You can trade the market, absorbing the risk. That's what you can do. That's what I do when I go to casino and play roulette, for example. I'm absorbing some risk because I'm saying red or black, maybe 25. You know, I mean, or poker. Every hand is indicating you are going to win or maybe to lose. That's what it is. But it's not a solid, at the moment, not a solid rally. It's not a solid move. So I don't know when they are going to stop. And that's what I'm saying. At any time, and then it's over. Of course, I mean, if you longed at 15.6, who cares? You can wait even at 21 and look if it's going to bounce there. If not, you will make loss. And that's something I don't want to do. I have other assets that let me sleep very well every night. So I really don't need that. Unfortunately, I'm such a big fan of this market. But what they are doing is absolutely crap. It's not different to SPX and SPY. For me, it's a desperate operation to unload even more. That's the only thing. If you have the nerves, play it. You can make some money here. So 25, yeah, could be possible. Why not? So aggregated, let us take a look to the aggregated. The aggregated maintained there, went down, pushed up a little bit, went up. So if we take a look, it's identical what they did here, for example, with the Bitcoin collateral futures, and down. That's BTC USDT as we checked just a few minutes ago, and that's it. Let us go forward. Bitfinex, and that explains maybe why they are longing. They are, the algos there are selling, distributing, just pushing to support, but otherwise distributing, mainly via algos. All these here stuff that you are seeing, mainly the main part of it, it's pure algorithm. But very interesting what they did here. So let us take a look. Kraken is so extremely bullish, only up. Everything else as mentioned. If we take a look for Bitget once again, and just mentioned that they are doing a great job there. Went up, declined, and right now it seems maintaining, maybe going up a little bit, but Bitget really best timing ever to distribute in my opinion. Coinbase on the distribution side as well, just declined here a little bit, nothing big, then reduced, pushed up, distributed, pushed up, distributed, pushed up. Very interesting, this part here, really interesting. Didn't see that before. Okay, you see that? That's USD. Means that was mainly Coinbase. Also very interesting. Someone is here pushing up the price also on Coinbase. Well, nothing that let me wonder. It's not surprising me. Of course, Bitstamp only up. Yeah, only up. Even it's right now The tendency looks a little bit neutral. And Gemini went up, distributed, went more up, distributed, and is up. So that's what we can see here at least. Now let us go forward and check what they are doing here. Because what we see here is, for example, let us start with, as usual, retailers. This guy is here maintaining. This guy is here maintaining. This guy is here maintaining. This guy is here reduced. And that's it. Market maker lifting up. It's nothing new, to be honest. We know that some wallets from other entities shifted to the market maker entities. We will check if that happens again, because from 21st, they received 20,000 Bitcoins more. So let us take a look if these guys received more wallets. 21st. Yeah, they received, I can tell you how many wallets. So they received from here 1933 SEM wallets. They received SEM wallets. So let us check from who. This size here declined and lifted up. Maintaining. Okay. So wallets coming from 10 to 100,000 Bitcoins reduced once again. Let us check. They don't have that much. From 109, 2 wallets went to market maker entities. We still have a gap there. So I think also some guys from here. Let us take a look. Green. Yeah. No, I'm not sure. But usually if that's not coming from the big guys, and it seems we received some three wallets from them, and that also explains why the balance has declined. They received them, so that explains that, because at the same time we can see that, not here but here, that what the hell is that? It didn't happen. CryptoQuant? What is that? Never seen such a candle here. That looks horrible. At the same time, they are sending Bitcoins out of their wallets. So we can see here that was 2,000 Bitcoins, and here 600, here 700, and here 300, 400. So nothing big. Usually people say, but Inspo, that's peanuts. Yeah, well, these guys use centralized exchanges, futures, and OTC if they want to unload. So they just need, for example, if we see bigger Bitcoins coming from them, because that's what they love to do, they short, and then they start to dump the price. That's what they love to do it. And they use OTC. Yeah, just as mentioned just before, we can see here, for example, the main part of this rally was future driven. We take a look. For example, we can check when they started. It's from timing, it's perfect, right? So they pushed with futures, pushed. And then here they stopped. And since here, they are pushing much more with spot. And that's why the line is going up, because that means that they are using less derivatives and more spot. So since we reached the level of $20,700, they are using right now more spot. Yeah, that's something we can see there very well. At the same time, all stablecoins exchange net flows, all exchanges, you can see it's much more outflows than inflows. Let us go forward. Nothing happening here. Everything is reducing. Bitcoin reserves on centralized exchanges reducing. Stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges reducing. Spot derivative exchanges looking similar. The only thing is Bitcoin's coming in, but nothing big. The trend is looking better, but while stablecoins reducing a lot. So also here, nothing big to see. Market is declining more and more and more, less activity happening there. And if we check here, for example, maybe we can see something, but even OTC looks relatively low at the moment. So nothing big, but centralized exchanges had here a peak. Yeah, that was of course pushing up the price. Also here pushing up the price. And the whole thing comes from centralized exchanges. Okay, that's it. Let us go forward. Oh, let us again try with the 1 hour time frame. First of all, we have here those 25,000 exchange wall. You remember. We don't have anything similar to the downside. The next one would be at 15K. And you see that they reinforced here everything between 14.6 and 13.5. They reduced here liquidity, they reduced here liquidity, and so on and so forth. So that would indicate that the maximum doesn't mean we need to go up to 25K. Maybe that's it, but the maximum would be at 25K at the moment. We don't know if they are going to place even more, but the big thing is they are not removing any liquidity in lower price ranges at the moment. We have another one at 24K, and this one, I don't know if that looks like a wall, but at least this one, not a big one, 100 bitcoins, but that's it. Bitstamp. Let us take a look to Bitstamp. Bitstamp has, for example, here a wall at 23,200. Strange, but yeah. So on the other side, the next bigger wall would be at 15K. Binance, BTC USDT, BTC USDT, also here 25K, removed liquidity at 24,200. We have here a wall at 23,400, another wall at 23,500. Then to the downside at 22.7 or 22.5. Otherwise, the big one at 21.6. Someone is asking or asked me, is it possible that all these walls are spoofing? Yeah, they are, and that's a good point, because at the moment they are really something that I didn't see a lot of time, but they are actively spoofing at the moment. So sometimes you see when the price starts to go up, they remove the wall. It's very interesting. So let us go to the next one, BTC USD. And that's something, as we know, that BTC BUSD is driving this rally at the moment. Also some interesting. So they removed a lot of liquidity between 23.3 and 23.5. We still have some volume here, nothing big. The next one would be at 25 or 25,400. But at the same time, they did the same they did here, and they did here. At the same time, they shifted a little bit more, hitting 21K instead. Reinforcing 20,500, 20K, and the biggest wall here is at 19K. So yeah, once again, 25, 25, 25. Nobody knows, is that spoofing or not? So Bitfinex here 25,600. Of course, it's 26 as well. Otherwise, they are here limiting the way down at 21,500, and that's a big one between 21 and I would even say 20,000. They want to maintain the price, it seems, at 20,900. We had here a POC. It's not a big one, but yeah, it would make sense just to limiting. You can see what Bitfinex is doing here, like Stare, just introducing liquidity to, well, nobody knows if they want to absorb because they are expecting something, or, you know, nobody knows exactly. BTC USDT on OKEX, nothing is happening. OKEX swaps still waiting at 17k. Kraken, on Kraken they are waiting here at 26, otherwise 25, otherwise 21,400. They removed a lot of liquidity. We have a 22,500, another order here waiting, but as mentioned, they are really extremely active spoofing at the moment. Bybit USD pair, nothing to see here. Bybit USDT pair, also nothing to see here. And BitMEX. And BitMEX is here waiting at 23,400 and 23,800, but at the same time limiting at 21,700, even here 22,300. Otherwise, the last limitation to the upside, also here almost 25. And that's it. They removed liquidity to the downside, and that's it on BitMEX. Hello? What is that? Show me. Hello? Huh. So now we will talk about futures and what is happening there. For example, look, they removed a lot of orders. So it seems someone, yeah, of course. Let me see. 203 millions, Coinbase to unknown. Unknown to USDC Treasury afterwards. USDC Treasury to Binance, also 203 millions. Then Binance to USDC Treasury. Then the same amount USDC Treasury to Coinbase. And they did the same then afterwards with 65 millions. That's a clown market. That's really a clown market. What they are doing, nobody knows really what they are doing. No statement from Coinbase, no statement from Binance, no statement by anyone. Usually they would just to clarify, hey guys, we are doing here some, no, they are just doing it, but quite. They are not telling anything, and I agree with some people that smells so fishy what they are doing. Nobody knows, nobody, it's crazy. It's really just crazy. 24I 800 and a little bit at 25k would be the last big short orders, or here 23,500, as we can see. Otherwise, they are waiting too long at 20,200, 19,700, 19,500, 19,200, 19,000. That's how it looks like. So now Bitfinex too short. They want to short at 24,200 at the moment. That's what they are expecting. Otherwise, 15,200 too long. Kraken futures, nothing. That's a gaming PC. I really don't get how trading light can really almost crash my PC with that. OKEX futures. OKEX futures want to short at 25 or long at 19.2. Deribit. Wow. Wow. I don't know, a lot. So that's huge. Maybe I should bring it more up. 4 millions. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, also here 25. Otherwise 22 too long. 21.8. 20, 19.6, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. So let us go to my personal conclusion.